Christmas morning should feel warm, safe, equal. Instead, I watched my parents slide a set of Mercedes keys across the table to my sister, and then place a $2 gift card in my hand. Everyone laughed. I didn't. The living room smelled like cinnamon and pine. My entire family was there, aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone. My sister, Jasmine, was standing by the tree, practically vibrating with excitement. Then my father pulled out a small red box. Inside? A Mercedes key. Jasmine screamed when she saw the keys. She jumped up, hugged my mom, cried dramatic tears. Phones came out, relatives clapped, someone yelled, "Best parents ever." Then my dad turned to me. He smiled the way people smile when they already know they've disappointed you. He handed me an envelope. Inside was a $2 gift card. Not even enough for coffee. Jasmine looked at me and laughed. At least it's something, right? If you've ever been the forgotten child in your family, you need to hear this. Because what happened next changed everything. And hey, if this story hits home for you, do me one favor, hit that subscribe button. I'm pouring my heart out here, and knowing you're listening makes all the difference. Don't let me be invisible twice, okay? My name is Maya. And this happened in my parents' living room, with a Christmas tree blinking behind them. Like it was mocking me. Laughter filled the room. Real laughter. Not awkward laughter. I stood there frozen. A grown woman reduced to a punchline. When I finally spoke, my mother sighed and said, "Maya, you're too sensitive. It's just a joke." That was the moment I realized something terrifying. They never thought I'd fight back. Let me paint the picture for you. The living room was full. My dad was recording on his phone. My aunt was pouring champagne. Jasmine was twirling the Mercedes key around her finger like she'd just won the lottery. And I was standing there, holding a $2 gift card. To a coffee shop I didn't even go to my uncle, Uncle Ron. He laughed first. "Well, Maya, at least you can get yourself a latte, huh?" Everyone joined in. Even my grandmother smiled. Jasmine leaned over, fake whispering loud enough for everyone to hear. "Guess we know who the favorite is." I felt my face was burnt. My hand shook. I looked at my parents. Waited for them to say something. Just anything, but nothing happened. My mother shrugged. "Maya, for the second time, don't be dramatic. It's just a joke." My father didn't even look up from his phone. That's when I knew. This wasn't a mistake. This was a message. And before you click away, before you assume this is just another rant, stay with me. Because what I did next, it changed everything my family thought about me. And if you've ever been the one they overlooked, the one they used, the one they expected to just take it, you need to hear this. And if you don't hit that subscribe button right now, you might miss the part where they actually begged me to come back. Don't let that happen. This wasn't new, and it didn't start that morning. It started years ago. This was just the loudest version of something that had been happening my entire life. Growing up, Jasmine was always the star. Not because she worked harder, but because she was louder. When Jasmine failed, it was pressure. When I succeeded, it was luck. If she needed help, everyone moved. If I needed help, I was told to be strong. I paid for my own college books. She got a car. I skipped vacations to work overtime. She posted beach photos. My parents called it keeping the peace. But peace always cost me. When we were kids, Jasmine got piano lessons. I got told we couldn't afford them. She got a sweet 16 party with a DJ and a rented venue. I got dinner at a chain restaurant with 3 people. She went to her dream college. I went to community college and worked 2 jobs to pay for it myself. But it was always framed the same way. Jasmine needs more support. Jasmine's going through something. You're stronger, Maya. You understand. I did understand. I understood that I wasn't the priority. But that gift card? That wasn't just neglect. That was cruelty. And what I didn't know yet was that it wasn't the worst thing they'd taken from me. Let me tell you what I did get over the years. I got asked to co-sign my parents' car loan when their credit tanked. I got asked to cover Jasmine's rent when she forgot to pay it. I got asked to chip in for holidays, repairs, emergencies. And I said yes every time. Because that's what you do, right? You help family. When my dad lost his job, I paid their mortgage for 4 months. When Jasmine's boyfriend wrecked her car, I helped cover the insurance deductible. When my mom needed surgery, I put it on my credit card. They promised to pay me back. They never did. But I told myself it was fine. Because family takes care of each other. Except, it only went one way. And here's the part that still makes my stomach turn. What I didn't know was whose name was actually on those documents. After the gift card incident, I pulled my parents aside. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't crying. I just asked, why? My mom sighed like I was the problem. Maya, we didn't want you to feel bad, but Jasmine's been struggling. She needed the car for work. I work too, I said. You're fine, Maya. You always are. My dad finally looked up. We thought you'd be happy for your sister. Happy? For my sister, who got a Mercedes. While I got humiliated. Jasmine walked in mid-conversation. Are you seriously making this about you right now? She said, arms crossed. God, Maya, it's always something with you. I stared at her, at them, and that's when I realized. I wasn't family, I was just a resource. I trusted them. I shouldn't have. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying it. The laughter. The shrug. The gift card. And I thought about all the times I showed up. All the times I helped. All the times I put them first. And I realized something. They didn't love me less. They just didn't think I'd ever leave. So I stopped talking and started planning. If this story already feels familiar, if you've ever been treated like the backup child, quietly hit subscribe. Because stories like this only get told when people stop pretending they don't happen. After Christmas, I went silent. No arguments. No accusations. I didn't blow up. I didn't post about it. I didn't call them out in the family group chat. I just went quiet. And I started looking at my finances. Turns out, when you've been funding other people's lives for years, you learn a lot about their situation. I knew my parents were barely making their mortgage. I knew Jasmine's job was part-time at best. I knew they were living month to month. And I knew something else. My name was still on some of those accounts. They thought I was powerless. I wasn't. I stopped chasing approval. Stopped trying to explain my pain to people who benefited from it. All I needed was one conversation, and perfect timing. Over the next 2 weeks, I changed. Not on the outside. On the inside. I stopped answering their calls immediately. I stopped offering to help before they asked. I stopped making excuses for them in my head. I got calm, terrifyingly calm. Because anger is loud. But clarity? Clarity is silent. That conversation and perfect timing, that's all I needed. 3 weeks after Christmas, my phone rang. It was my dad. The call came sooner than I expected. Maya, we need to talk. His voice was tight and stressed. There's been an issue with the mortgage. We need you to know. Silence. What? I said no. Maya, this is serious. We could lose the house. That sounds really hard, I said, calm but even. I'm sure you'll figure it out. For the first time in my life, they needed me. And I said no. My mom called next. Then Jasmine. Then my aunt. They all said the same thing. Family helps family. You're being selfish. This isn't like you. And I responded the same way every time. You're right. It's not like me, but I'm learning. I didn't yell, I didn't insult them, I didn't bring up the gift card or the Mercedes or the years of being invisible. I just said, I can't help you this time. And then I smiled. I didn't scream. I didn't argue. I just smiled and walked away. That afternoon, I blocked them all. My parents, Jasmine, the aunts and uncles who laughed. And I left the family group chat. I packed a bag and drove to a friend's place. And I didn't look back. Not once. I heard through a mutual friend what happened next. My parents had to refinance. Jasmine had to get a second job to help. The Mercedes? Still in the driveway. But the payments were late. They tried reaching out through other people. Sent messages through cousins. Left voicemails on old numbers. But I was done. The Mercedes stayed. But the support disappeared. It's been 8 months now. And I'm not going to lie, it was hard at first. But slowly, I started to feel lighter. I wasn't waiting for an apology that would never come. I wasn't making excuses for people who didn't value me. I wasn't setting myself on fire to keep them warm. I was just free. Walking away wasn't cruel. It was necessary. So here's my question for you. If you were in my shoes, if your family treated you like I was treated, would you have forgiven them? Or would you have done exactly what I did? Drop a comment. Let me know, because I want to hear your story too. And if this video made you feel anything, anger, relief, validation, do me one favor. Hit that subscribe button. Because I'm not done telling stories like this. And frankly, if you don't subscribe, you're going to miss the next one. I know you wouldn't want such. So don't let that happen. Thanks for listening. This is Maya. And I'm finally free.